I'm Fabrizio, CEO and co-founder of MYW with the AI at the end, because we are an artificial intelligence edge AI company for equipment as a service. Now, to explain why we did this company during pandemics, actually, with good funds from the European Space Agency and the European Commission, as you were saying before, funding is fundamental for grants, fundamental for Italian startups, was actually for helping smart manufacturers build smarter machines and to not do any injustice in this cohort of Italians and Americans. I put up two icons of Italian creativity and American industrial innovation that you see there, Ford and Da Vinci. But I actually put also a guy there in the middle, which is a Brit, which is Henry Royce, which did a huge work in building smart cars against competing with Henry Ford at the turn of the century, but also, made the Allies win the war by these great engines built for the avionics industry. And being in the land of Seattle, of, Boeing, coming from Chicago, it's irrelevant to say that this guy also invented the first recurring model for machinery and manufacturing, was power by the hour. So he was struggling time because, there was an energy crisis in this period. And what he invented in the 60s was actually to lease out the engines and get recurring models by ensuring the performance. So the avionic, the airplane engine, the airline engines would have paid only by the flying hour. And if the airplane went, had problems with the engine, they would replace it free of charge, even with spare parts. So that was a very innovative model. And why do we think about this now? Why this is getting back very strongly? Because there's a big problem in manufacturing today in idle and stop time of machinery. If you think that alone in the automotive sector in the US, in the automotive manufacturing, there's a 15 hours of halting time for machines per week. And every minute costs 22,000, which builds up to the incredible math of 80 billion last year only for American automotive market. And pandemic didn't do any better to this. We had a swing in production between minus 25 in apparel and fashion in Italy, up 25 in biomedical, because we were hit a long way from COVID. And so creative people start to think about how could we do it better. And you see there, people, manufacturers started thinking about, design for service, service automation, better management of data, and last but not least, maintenance and remote condition monitoring. So we started to do the same, and we got funds from the European Space Agency and the European Commission to build, what we think is the best thing out there. Italian creativity matched with German solidity. So we actually embraced standards across the sector. So the Germans were very wise. They standardized more than 50 machine schemas for interoperability, so to bring them to the web and to the web manufacturing. We were the first company Europe-wide to actually embrace fully those standards when we designed the solution. We put edge AI, IoT and blockchain together to create machine learning algo to understand anomaly detection, energy saving, and bring it back to the edge. So it's the only platform which actually has a turnkey solution to build algos on the cloud, but bring it back very effectively on the edge and certifying with blockchain. There's also another big message here, is that there's also other partners which are interested in this CapEx model to OpEx model, which is banks and finance, which are very strong in Italy and in Europe around. The idea is parametric policies, because if you've got sensors giving you data on the platform, you can do oracles which explain better how to do policies and pay by the event. Or if you are a bank, you can start doing asset-backed securitization much better than before, because you know the risk you are calculating on the machine, and you can actually do that much better than before. So what we are doing is a platform which is moving in this direction towards equipment as a service. We're doing it with Mitsubishi, with Esaote, with Ansaldo, which are very big players. And we have already done a lot of case studies, test drives, I would say. This one is the one with Mitsubishi, which is very strong, end-to-end. So we embrace the robotics spec. We've got all the fleets on the platform. And we are actually now integrating effective insurtech and finance companies. So we are a recurring revenue model. We give the platform in SaaS for item of usage. And we are already profitable after just 18 months, 2.5 million with 25 staff. And we are now looking for around 8 to establish Salesforce and workforce and sales and marketing in the US, essentially. Last but not least, especially for Martina, which says, why should we invest in Italy? We have our headquarters and production unit in the Silence Bay of Sesto Levante, between Cinque Terre and Portofino. So we have more than 50 engineers which are already applied here to work from all over, especially Southern Europe, simply because it's a better lifestyle. That's something maybe that we didn't say that before, wonderful places. We will keep production there. I fully endorse the fact that we got 3 engineers out of 1 cost over here, so no need to move it, but we will move the headquarters, the IP, where it's needed to get the funding over here. And so I hope you understood why it's my way with the AI at the end and not the Frankie song that you all know better than me. Okay, thank you.